Have you ever felt like you're holding on to someone who doesn't value you, exhausting yourself trying to fit into a place where you're not wanted as you are? Stay with me, because today we're going to uncover something that could change your life forever. Carl Jung, one of history's most brilliant thinkers, revealed a secret hidden deep within the human soul. When you learn to let go of those who don't value you, you not only free your energy, but also open the door to something much better, something waiting for you on the other side. This isn't an empty promise. It's a truth Jung explored through his study of the unconscious, and today we'll unravel it together. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and prepare yourself, because this journey will touch parts of you you didn't even know were there. Imagine this for a second. You're gripping a rope with all your strength, a rope that's hurting your hands, burning your skin, but you don't let go because you think if you do, something will collapse. Maybe that rope is a draining relationship, a friend who only reaches out when they need something, or even an idea of yourself that no longer fits. Sound familiar? Jung would say you're not alone in this. Since the dawn of humanity, we've carried burdens that don't belong to us, and we do it because we've forgotten something essential. Inside you, there's an entire universe, a place full of power, intuition, and authenticity screaming to be heard. Now stop for a moment and think about your life. How many times have you felt that little voice inside saying, "This isn't right"? Maybe it was that partner who looked perfect on Instagram but left you feeling empty when you turned off your phone, or that job everyone praised but made you wake up with a knot in your stomach. Jung taught us that those signals aren't random. They're not just life. They're your unconscious speaking to you, sending messages through emotions, dreams, or that unease you can't explain. Ever woken up with an image in your head you can't shake? That's no accident. It's your deep mind trying to get your attention. And here's the first reality check. Every time you ignore those signals, you're drifting further from who you really are. The unconscious, according to Jung, doesn't use pretty words or logical speeches. It won't email you saying, "Hey, this relationship is destroying you." No, it communicates with symbols, with that something's off feeling in your chest, with those weird dreams after an exhausting day. And when you don't listen, when you keep clinging to what doesn't value you, the cost is high. You lose your peace, your energy, and little by little, your essence. Let's talk about relationships for a moment, because this is where it gets interesting. Ever met someone and at first everything's amazing? Laughter, promises, plans. But over time, you notice you're giving more than you're getting? Maybe you're always the one texting first, forgiving, adapting, while they go on with their life like it's nothing, not really seeing you. Jung would say this isn't just bad luck in love. It's a reflection of something bigger. Your shadow is at play. The shadow for Jung is that part of you you hide, repress, because you don't like looking at it. It could be your fear of rejection, your need for approval, or that little voice saying, "I don't deserve better." And here's the secret Jung wanted you to understand. The more you ignore that shadow, the more power it has to control your life. Know why you stay with someone who doesn't value you? Because deep down, a part of you believes that's what you deserve. And until you face that belief, until you look your shadow in the eye, you'll stay trapped in the same cycle. Pause for a second and breathe. What did you feel hearing that? Did something tug at your heart? If so, you're on the right path. Jung didn't want us to live in shallow comfort. He wanted us to dare to explore what's beneath. Imagine you're walking through a forest and find two paths. One is bright, full of flowers and a paved road. The other is dark, with branches brushing against you and a rocky ground. Which do you choose? Most pick the easy one, the one that doesn't scare them. But Jung would say the real treasure, the one that leads to a full life, is on that dark path, the one that forces you to face your fears. And this is where self-love comes in, something Jung didn't name directly, but is at the heart of his work. When you cling to someone who doesn't value you, you're telling your unconscious, "I don't matter." Every time you let someone cross your boundaries or make you feel small, you're dimming a piece of your light. But listen closely. Your energy isn't infinite. It's sacred. It's the fire that drives you toward your dreams, toward people who do see you, toward the life you deserve. Protecting it isn't selfish. It's an internal revolution. Think of someone who drains you. Yes, right now. That person who leaves you exhausted after talking to them, like they've stolen something from you. Got them in mind? Jung would say that interaction isn't random. It's a sign from your unconscious to check your boundaries. Why do you keep letting that person have so much power over you? What part of you is seeking something from them that you're not giving yourself? Maybe it's affection, maybe validation. But here's the truth Jung left us. You already have all that inside. You just need to learn to see it. Now, don't get me wrong. Letting go doesn't mean you hate that person or cut them out overnight. Letting go is an act of love, first for yourself. It's recognizing you deserve relationships that lift you up, not wear you down. And when you let go, something magical happens. The universe starts moving in your favor. Jung called it synchronicity, and we'll talk more about that later. But for now, hold on to this. Every time you say no to what doesn't value you, you're saying yes to something better. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you only let in those who truly see you? Let's pause here and reflect. What relationship in your life is weighing you down more than it's lifting you up? Don't answer out loud. Just feel it, because this isn't just something to hear. It's something to live. Before we move on, I'll mention that my book is now available, full of tips and techniques to help you overcome emotional blocks and love yourself more. Find the link in the description and pinned comment. We'll continue. Jung didn't want his ideas to gather dust in books. He wanted you to use them to transform your reality. So stay with me, because in the next part, we'll go deeper. We'll explore how the relationships you choose shape your destiny, and why letting go of those who don't value you is the first step toward the life you've always dreamed of. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you is ready to change. In the first part, we talked about how Carl Jung taught us that clinging to those who don't value us disconnects us from our essence, from that inner voice he called the unconscious. Now let's take it a step further. What happens when you decide to let go? What happens when you dare to cut the ropes, tying you to relationships that dim you instead of lighting you up? Get ready, because what's coming is a journey to your own power, and Jung has a lot to say about it. Think of your life as a garden. Yes, a garden with flowers, trees, and some weeds too. Those weeds are the people or situations that don't nourish you, that suck your energy without giving anything back. Have you ever stopped to think how many of those weeds you're letting grow just because you're scared to pull them out? Maybe it's that years-long friendship that no longer adds anything, or that partner who makes you doubt your worth. Jung would say it's no coincidence they're there. Those relationships are mirrors of your inner world, reflections of what you haven't healed in yourself. Before we move to the next part, I want you to think about something. What are you holding on to right now that weighs you down more than it lifts you up? You don't have to answer me, just carry that question with you. Because in the third part, we'll close this journey strong. We'll talk about how living from your authenticity not only transforms your relationships, but connects you to a bigger purpose. So don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come. Let's be real. How many times have you felt like a relationship is a constant struggle? Every conversation is a battlefield. Every step you take hits a wall. It's easy to blame the other person, thinking, they don't get me, or they don't appreciate me. But Jung invites us to turn the mirror on ourselves. Those struggles aren't just bad chemistry. They're your unconscious telling you, this isn't aligned with who you are. And as long as you keep forcing it, swimming against the current, you're robbing yourself of the chance to find something better. Imagine this. You're in a boat in the middle of a river. The water flows one way, but you're rowing with all your might in the opposite direction. You get tired, frustrated, and end up nowhere. Now, what if you drop the oars and let the river carry you? Jung believed life has a natural flow, and when you resist it, when you cling to what doesn't belong to you, you're fighting your own destiny. But when you let go, when you trust, the river takes you exactly where you need to be. And here's where self-love comes up again, because we can't talk about letting go without talking about how you treat yourself. Tell me something and be honest. Have you ever felt like you had to change for someone to love you? Maybe you lowered your voice in an argument to avoid upsetting them, or hid your dreams because someone called them unrealistic. If this rings a bell, listen up. Every time you betray yourself for someone else, You're extinguishing a part of your soul. Jung called this the loss of authenticity, and it's one of the most dangerous things you can do to your psyche. Authenticity for Jung is the core of a full life. It's living without masks, without pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in. But how do you know if you're being authentic? It's simple and brutal at the same time. If you've ever felt like you need to mold yourself, shrink, or hide who you are for someone to accept you, you're betraying your essence. And here's the question I want you to ask yourself right now. What part of you are you sacrificing for someone who doesn't even see you? Think about it. Feel it. Because that answer could be your first step to freedom. Let's talk about the people you choose to keep close. Because this is key in Jung's work. He believed our relationships aren't accidents. They're projections of our unconscious. What does that mean? The people you attract into your life reflect what's inside you. If you're surrounded by people who criticize you, ignore you, or make you feel less, it's not just bad luck. It's a sign there's something in your shadow, that hidden part of you that needs attention. Maybe it's a belief you don't deserve love or a fear of being alone. And until you face it, you'll keep attracting the same. But here's the good news. You have the power to change it. Jung wasn't one to leave you feeling like a victim of fate. He said that when you integrate your shadow, when you face those parts of yourself that shame or scare you, everything shifts. Imagine your shadow is like a little kid screaming for attention. Ignore it and it yells louder. But sit with it, give it love, and it calms down. And when your shadow's at peace, the people who come into your life are different. Suddenly you start crossing paths with those who respect you, inspire you, see your light. Now I know this sounds nice, but I also know letting go isn't easy. How many times have you thought, what if I'm wrong? What if I don't find anyone else? That resistance is normal. Jung understood it. He knew we cling to the familiar because we fear the void. But here's the twist. That void isn't the end. It's the beginning. It's like pruning a tree. Cutting the dead branches doesn't destroy it. It gives it room to grow stronger. Letting go of those who don't value you is the same. It's an act of faith in yourself, a bet on a future where you don't have to beg for love or respect. Let's do a quick exercise. Close your eyes for a second and picture that person who doesn't value you. Someone from now or the past. See them in front of you. Now imagine saying to them, calmly but firmly, I let you go. Not because I hate you, but because I love myself. How does that feel? What shifts in your body when you say it? Jung would say that simple mental act starts moving things in your unconscious. It's like planting a seed, and over time, that seed grows and takes you to places you never imagined. Because here's Jung's promise. When you let go of what doesn't serve you, the universe responds. He called it synchronicity, those coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. Maybe you meet someone new right when you start healing, or an opportunity shows up when you least expect it. That's not magic. It's your energy aligning with your truth. And the more you let go, the more space you create for those synchronicities to enter your life. We've reached the final stretch, and if you're still here with me, it's because something in this message is stirring you. We've talked about how Carl Jung teaches us to listen to our unconscious, face our shadow, and let go of those who don't value us. But now we're going all in. What happens when you live from your authenticity? How does it feel to wake up every day, knowing you're aligned with your truth? This isn't just theory, it's an invitation to transform your life. And Jung has the keys to make it happen. So take a deep breath, because this is going to be powerful. Imagine for a moment waking up tomorrow with no masks. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. You don't have to smile to please anyone. You don't have to hide your dreams because someone called them impossible. What would that version of you be like? Jung would say that's your essence, your authentic self, buried under layers of expectations, fears, and relationships that don't see you. And the good news? You don't have to look for it outside yourself. It's already there, waiting for you to claim it. But living from your authenticity isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's an act of rebellion against everything that's told you you're not enough. How many times has someone made you feel like you have to prove your worth? Maybe it was a partner who ignored you, a boss who didn't recognize your effort, or even yourself telling you you don't deserve more. Jung taught us those voices aren't the truth. They're echoes of your shadow, those parts of you you haven't integrated yet. And when you face them, when you say enough, something incredible happens. You start attracting what you truly deserve. Let's talk about relationships again, because this is where it all comes together. Have you noticed that people who don't value you often have something in common? Maybe it's that take it or leave it attitude, or that subtle way they make you feel like you're the problem. Jung would say those connections are projections of your inner world. If deep down you believe you don't deserve unconditional love, you'll keep finding people who confirm it. But when you shift that belief, when you realize you're worthy of respect and care, the relationships that come into your life reflect that new you. And here's Jung's game changer. He doesn't just say, be yourself. He gives you the tools to understand why you're not being yourself and how to get back to that place. One of those tools is synchronicity, that magical phenomenon when you're aligned with your truth. Ever let go of something toxic and suddenly meet someone who gets you like no one else? Or made a brave choice and right after, an opportunity pops up that seems tailor-made for you? That's synchronicity, and Jung saw it as proof the universe is conspiring in your favor when you dare to be authentic. But I won't lie, this path has its shadows. Jung said there's no awakening of consciousness without pain. Letting go of those who don't value you can hurt. There might be tears, nights of doubt, moments you wonder if you did the right thing. But that pain isn't a punishment, it's a purification. It's like fire burning away the old to make room for the new. And on the other side of that fire, something better waits. Relationships that fill you, a self-love that doesn't waver, and a peace that doesn't depend on anyone else. Let's pause and reflect. What dream have you abandoned because someone said it wasn't worth it? What part of you have you hidden to not bother others? Because if there's one thing Jung made clear, it's that your dreams, your passions, your essence, they're not negotiable. When you betray them for someone who doesn't value you, you don't just lose a goal, you lose a piece of your soul. But when you claim them, when you say, this is me and I'm going for it, the universe aligns to support you. Think of someone who inspires you, a friend, a family member, or even someone you admire from afar. What do they have in common? Probably that they live from their truth, that they don't apologize for being who they are. Now imagine you're that person for someone else. Because when you let go of those who don't value you and dare to shine, you don't just change your life, you inspire others to do the same. It's a domino effect, and it all starts with you. And here's the most important call to action in this video. Today's the day to decide. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Today, what are you going to let go of? What relationship? What belief? What fear are you ready to release to make space for something better? Jung believed life isn't about shallow happiness, but about fullness. And that fullness only comes when you align with your essence. So do it. Take that step. Because on the other side of that choice waits a life that's not just good, but deeply yours. Now, I want this message to reach far, because I know someone out there needs to hear it as much as you do. Share this video with that person struggling to let go, who needs a reminder of their worth. Leave a comment below and tell me, what are you letting go of today? What part of yourself are you ready to reclaim? Your words don't just inspire me, they inspire everyone who reads them and help this message reach more hearts. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell, because every week I bring content like this so we can build a more authentic life together. Thanks for being here, for listening, for being part of this community. Life is full of possibilities, and you have the power to choose how you want to live it. If you learn to let go of those who don't value you, I promise, based on Jung's ideas, that something better is waiting. See you in the next video. Remember, the change starts with you, and I'll be here to walk with you every step of the way. I'll be waiting.